Hey, what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and I'm here to continue my exploration of the best metal you can find on Bandcamp. But before I do that, if you like to stay up to date with the best and brightest metal albums and bands from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. I upload new content every single week. Alright, first up we've got Philippines band Limbs. This was a recommendation from Mathcore Index. Specifically, they covered it on their Mathcast podcast. And I've already queued it up to where things start to really get heavy here. Just getting right into it. These guys have just a really sick, dark sound. That kind of like Scandinavian scene, hardcore, but also some like sludge in some of these slower parts. Blackened vibes. Just really raunchy. It was something that I'm considering, yeah, and then we got these faster parts too, for a full review, but man, have I got a backlog right now. So, in case I don't get to it, I want to at least let you all know that it exists here on Bandcamp, and you definitely should check it out. It is name your own price too, so you choose, and you choose the form of your destroyer, to quote Ghostbusters. Yeah, it's cool how they kind of mix it up too. Really sick, just driving beat here. Really like those vocals. They've got this kind of like laid back, like kind of 90s quality to them in a way. Kind of reminds me of, I guess in a way, like sort of some Helmet. But then obviously the much more aggressive metallic hardcore, screamo kind of elements. There's some good metal coming out of the Philippines if you know where to look. I don't get requests from there very often, but when I do, I always know I'm in for a good time. Yeah, definitely check these guys out. Looks like they got some noisier, more like electronic, almost industrialized elements here too. In a way, it kind of reminds me of Miko too, which is another great band you can find on Bandcamp, M-I-C-O. Ooh, nice bass there. Hell yeah. I like this album art too. It's pretty wicked. Machine meets man kind of stuff going on. Sick, man. Got me speechless. Definitely check out Limbs. Alright, but I've got a lot to cover. More than I can cover in one episode, really, so I'm going to have to save some of this for the next one. But I have Red Shores, which has been sitting in my queue for a while, but it had not released, and I wanted to be able to play some more of the music. So this is a UK band, more hardcore. Very visceral cover. I like this little monster dude up here. What's with the, like, are those tweezers? Band's gonna have to let me know what the interpretation of this is, because now I'm interested. Oh god, there we go. Mathcore metalcore from Lansing, England. This little riff kicking things off there too. Very kind of gruff vocals. I'm gonna skip forward just a little bit, just for the sake of flow here. Oh, here we go. Hey. It's very kind of just classic metalcore sound. A little bit of like Every Time I Die kind of in that riff there. Good stuff. I want to check out Strigoi too. That's the term they use in oh god, what was that show called? It's over now. That vampire show that was on for a while. We were pretty into it for a while, and then it kind of jumped the shark in the later seasons. Not the Infection, but something along those lines. It was that Guillermo del Toro show. Obviously, the term Strigoi predates the show, but it's just what it makes me think of. Ooh, you know. Awesome. Nice diversity, kind of some of these more heavier beatdown vocals too in certain parts. Kind of bouncy pacing. I would not be surprised to see this turn up on Mathcore Index as well at some points. This is definitely kind of right up their alley. Cool stuff. I enjoy it. I feel like the vocals could use a little bit of work, but I'm really enjoying the riffs. And this is another kind of like Every Time I Die sounding riff here, but slowed down. Yeah, there's some good stuff going on here, so count me interested. I'll like to see how they kind of evolve in the future, because I think there's some rough edges to iron out, but generally I enjoy it, and enough so that I would recommend you go check this out, maybe even pick it up too. Alright, then we've got Kullervo. It's a Finnish band, which is cool because as I'm recording this, I just interviewed Humavoid, who are also from Finland. And they've got this track, Halla. It's a doom band. I'm forgetting off the top of my head if this was just part of an upcoming release, and this is just a single. Second single release from Kullervo's debut album, which will be released August 7th. So, sometime around the time that this episode will go up, there'll be more to listen to. Y'all know I'm not as into doom metal, but again, I don't want to deprive those doom metal fans out there of good shit. Definitely very morose, melodic vibe. I like the keys. Reminds me of like, I could be way off, but I feel like last time I listened to My Dying Bride, which was forever ago, had similar vibes. See, I'm just like, I'm too impatient. I have to like get to the punch, so I'm sorry I keep skipping forward, but doom metal's not the best type of song to be featured on this format, I suppose, because I gotta keep on trucking. Let me hear if we got, oh, it's instrumental too. Okay, one-man instrumental metal band from Finland. So you gotta be definitely in your dark, depressive mode, sitting in the dark with your candles to be listening to this. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. Like, I think the production's solid. I'm really liking these choral synths here on this part. Got great atmosphere, great aesthetic. It's just not my like go-to type of music, but hopefully some people out there, it will be their go-to type of music. So if you enjoy what you're hearing here, definitely check out the full release. All right, we got Star Devourer from Leeds, UK. Let's see what this is all about. This little ambient intro there. Digital black metal from Leeds, England. I like this intro. It's going on a little too long for my taste though. Okay, here we go. Kind of got, god dang it, why am I forgetting the name of that band? They've got that hard to pronounce name too. The like very kind of hipstery black metal group where it's all like about meditation and catharsis. God, why can't I think of the name of it? They had that cover with like the white statue on it, and half people seem to absolutely hate it, and the other half were like just totally in love with it and were raving about reviews. And I just cannot remember the name of that band. But I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know. That happened last time I did this, and I appreciate you. I see you. And I will respond, probably, with a big thank you. And in any case, though, I'm liking this fusion of kind of just raw, almost like Burzum-y second wave black metal with the more electronic synth elements. This little counterbalancing going on there. Ooh, I love the movie Event Horizon, so I don't know if that is a reference to the movie or just the terminology. Very cool. Yeah, I like those keys. A little bit raw for my taste, which is funny because like I love certain stuff that's raw, but it's like a very specific type of raw, if that makes sense. What else we got here? More like ambience in their sound too. They seem like this would be an interesting record to listen to start to finish, because there's a lot of dynamics, especially for a black metal band that incorporates this more raw, and then we got some spoken word or skits or something going on there. cool. This is like almost like 80s horror synths on this one. I'm digging that. Of course, that's definitely in vogue right now. So yeah, cool. Star Devourer, another name your own price, so no excuse not to at least check it out. Alright, Black Void Cults from Mexico City, Mexico. Born from the abyss with a single goal in mind, created harmonic passages of consciousness. Well, this was longer than expected. Without subgenre boundaries, fan of that. Where everything matters equally. They all come together to form a single obscure entity that will guzzle your soul into the void and raise your darkest feeling to the surface. Another great cover. It's like a painting, which I'm always in favor of. This little piano growing into the tree, or tree growing around the piano. Nice. Whoever put this together did a great job. Very aesthetically pleasing. So the album's called Dysphoria. It's only $2 too. Look at that. Atmospheric, melodic, depressive black metal. Let's skip forward a little bit past this super atmospheric intro again, just for time. This does seem like a very thoughtful song that you want to like really get wrapped up in, but we just don't have time for that right now, do we? I know I don't. Oh hell yeah. Man, when it kicks off, it really gets into it. Yeah. This is sick. Nice opposing vocals, the deeper, kind of deathier ones, and then the more howling black metal shrieks. Great guitar riffs. Something that annoys me about black metal sometimes is there's like not enough focus on the riff and they get really stale and boring, so I really appreciate bands that incorporate these more like kind of thrashy and just hook-driven elements into their sound. Good production on this too. Very full. It's like not exactly symphonic, but there's like elements of it that are similar. Pretty sure I keep hearing like a church bell in the background too. Oh, I like the effect on the guitar there too. Yeah, they're true to their word here, where they're mixing a lot of different things together. Nice. Ooh, this little drum break there with a little mini guitar solo. That's rad. Yeah, this and Limbs so far my favorites. But we got more bands to listen to yet. We got these more morose, kind of sad sounding parts. Sludgier riff here, slowing things down. Of course I start skipping because I'm like, get fast. There we go. I'm almost getting some like vague Emperor vibes from this, or like Dark Medieval Times, Satyricon, like, especially the production around the vocals, how like echoey and reverb driven they are. This is sick. Yeah, another one I may have to spend a little more time with. We got some nice, looks like a piano interlude here, very moody. So lots, again, another very dynamic sounding release, which is the name of the game if you want to get in with your boy Flight of Icarus. Look, I know I'm cringe, alright? It's all good. I live for the cringe. I was born for the cringe. And I just do not give a fuck. Yeah, good stuff. I feel bad, again, this is another release where it's like skipping through it like this is definitely not the optimal way to listen to it, but I just want to give you all kind of a sense of what to expect. Oh, we got some violin here. Another winner for me. It's a yes. It is a yes from me. Yeah, so I think that is enough for that right now, though, so let's move on. But definitely check out Dysphoria from Black Void Cult. Alright, this was a viewer request. It is Phalanx with Golden Horde from Los Angeles. Death metal. Oh, fucker. 3 vocalists. Alright. You You got me with that. Y'all know I love the dual vocals, but the tri-vocals? I don't know if I can handle that. Blast beats, stampeding hooves, trudging army march riffs. This is all sounding right up my alley. But tri-vocals, I'm sold on that. That's the type of thing I want to see live, too. This riff goes pretty hard. Cool cover, too. I didn't even, like, I was so focused on this wolf sun thing that I didn't even see all these fucking dead bodies. Oh, I'm a fucking moron. These are all arrows flying out of the sun, forming the shape of the wolf, and then it's kind of like a 300 kind of scene. The lone warrior. Very cool. You got a lot of depth to this image. You gotta like sit there and look at it. Ooh. Yeah. Raunchy bass riff. Hell yeah. I like kind of more metallic hardcore. Kind of like there's some metallic hardcore bands that are kind of fusing death metal into sound, like Wolf King. Speaking of wolves. Yeah, this is raw. This is the raw. You got the raw? As I'm recording, I see somebody just commented on my Imperial Triumphant video. Don't miss that fucking album either. I've got a full review for that one. Really sick stuff. Not as sick as this riff, though. That was cool. Ooh. Chug chug. Chug chug, motherfucker. Oh, yeah, this is sick. Man, this is a really... You know, not to put down any of the bands I've covered in previous roundups, because there's been a lot of good stuff, and, you know, distance, so I've forgotten the initial impact of some of them that I haven't listened to since then, but yeah, this feels like a particularly, like, positive outing. Like, I'm hoping y'all are coming away from this with some really good stuff. Digital is only $6, too, so the price continues to be right with this Bandcamp exploration. And another band that I will have to try to bookmark for further listening, but I'm extremely busy, and I feel like the more episodes I do of this, the more requests I get sent. It's a blessing and a curse. But yeah, that's Phalanx. Probably better move on. Check out Golden Horde. It's cheap. What are you waiting for? Whew. Alright, another request from the same viewer. This is Bastard Priests with Vengeance from Sweden. Oh, so I'm guessing like black and thrash. No, Swedish death metal. Got some thrashy vibes in it. It's just a short EP. Kind of funny though, like we got all those full-length albums, and then this EP is more expensive than all of them. So, like I did in one of my other episodes, I'm gonna shame you a little bit, Bastard Priest, because you're overcharging a little bit. But that said, music sounds awesome. And even though, yes, this is Swedish death metal, there are other Swedish death metal bands that sound like this. I feel like there's also a lot of, like, black and thrash in the sound. Kind of crusty, too, which is fitting with this cover. This is a crust cover through and through, for sure. Love that D-beat. You know I love the D-beat. Not to be confused with Bastard Feast, which I've mentioned a few times before. Another band you should check out. Sick. March into Obliteration. I got another comment too. Comments is blowing up. That was on the Gorilla video. Shit, I've been recording for a while too. I really need to wind this down. But there's just so much music to enjoy. Yeah, this is good shit. Loving the D-beat. It's all about the D-beat. So yeah, get you some crusty death metal with Bastard Priest. Alright, I think that kind of does it for now. But hopefully you're walking away from this episode with new albums you want to check out, and if you end up buying any of them, that's my favorite comment to get. Somebody's like, oh shit, that band was so good, and I ended up picking it up immediately. That was an instant buy, whatever. So that's great. Also, just let me know which one of these was your favorite too out of the bunch. And if you have some recommendations, don't send them my way because I have too many already. But seriously though, feel free to comment or shoot me a line on our social media too, which you can find links for in our description of this video. But please stick around too, because there's plenty more, not only in this series, but also more formal album reviews, album roundups, tier lists, and the podcasts where I interview all sorts of interesting and awesomely talented musicians. And so lots of reasons to subscribe, again, if you have not already. Also in the description, you can find metaltrenches.com for even more reviews and recommendations, our email newsletter that I send out personally every Friday to keep you up to date, and our Patreon and Subscribestar if you want to make that extra leap to becoming a full-on supporter. But that'll definitely do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.